welcome lovely Leo. I've got your February 2024 horoscope and there's some exciting things happening for you. But firstly, I'm going to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. So if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Leave a like and a comment. That would be fabulous. Thank you. Let's go to the board now. There's your horoscope. And the cards. The first card of the month for Leo. What's this bell ringing? For whom the bell tolls. That's like from the 1940s. I think it was a movie. Let me know in the comments. I wasn't actually alive then, despite popular belief. For whom the bell tolls. So I don't know what it actually means. Maybe Google it. But the bell is ringing. Time is up. Let's look at some other possible symbolic meanings of the bell ringing. Time is up. It's dinner time. Time to get fed. I'm going to put a big question mark around that and now close my eyes and see if I can see anything else. So there's eggs here. I know what eggs means. That's new beginnings for you. Requires some nurturance on your part, but you'll get new life as a result of nurturing a project or an idea. The card that comes up is the 7 of Swords, all around moving away from a difficult situation. In the old days, this card was called Thief in the Night card because somebody's stealing from you, but in reality, of course, more likely than that, that's quite a low sort of probability, that's quite low, but more likely than that, it's somebody stealing your time, your energy, sucking your energy, perhaps your self-esteem or self-respect. She's moving away. She's got these bright yellow legs, and I think that's like moving forward in a positive light. Of course, she's looking back here. You don't want to get stuck in dwelling on the past. Some people, they keep looking back all the time. They don't look where they're going. They don't look to the future. They're not paying attention to the present, and they're stuck in the past. So don't fall into that trap like Lot's wife in the Bible when they were moving away from Sodom and Gomorrah after God told Lot to, I think it was actually an angel appeared and told Lot to get out of here because the S is going to hit the fan. So they left, him and his wife, I think his brother and his wife and a few grown up adult children. And anyway, they were told not to look back, and that's what that means. It means getting stuck in the past. So yeah, watch that. She's carrying all these ideas away with her. She's had a lot of experience in the past. She's bringing her experience with her, which is giving her new ideas, which she is then grounding into reality, and she's making them real. All of these tents can indicate travel, but they usually, more often than not, indicate the chakras opening up. You might have been shut down in some chakras for a while, and often when we get traumatized or abused or something goes wrong, we sort of contract and everything sort of closes down. This is saying we're coming out of that, we're moving forward, and the chakras are opening up again. It's good news. Leo, it's good news. Alrighty, number 2, the second half of the month. What do I see? Oh, the focus is on the swords and being stuck into the ground. The sacrifice that is required, the energy and effort that is required to ground your ideas into physicality. And then I see the Egyptian sign Ankh, which is about life. So new life, bringing new life. Let's have a look and see what card we get for that. Page of Cups, listen to your emotions, pay attention to what's going on in your subconscious. Here's the fish. The fish is a symbol of the emotions and also the subconscious, so pay attention to that. Spirit's got some messages for you this month. This indigo colour around the third eye here, you could have some sort of intuition about something moving forward. Page of Cups brings good news about your emotions. Now, bear those in mind, and I'll make this a bit bigger. Let's talk about your horoscope now. The first day of the month only, lovely Leo, this red triangle, it's called a T-square. It's quite wide. There's that's 1 degree. It's nearly 2 degrees, but that's 7 degrees. And I'm not sure if that's 6 or 8 because I scrawled all over the top of it. So it's a wideish T-square. So this is a challenge. The thing about squares is that although you're being challenged on some level, Spirit gives you the ability and the facilities to be able to meet the challenge. So the squares are likely to result in some sort of outcome. You can actually work with a square. You can overcome whatever the challenge is. There's Jupiter and Uranus here in your house of career, and Jupiter is broadening your house of career. It has been here a little while now, but it is opposite your moon in home and family. So it might be difficult to get everything you want to do, to get it all done around the house, because your career is taking your time and causing you to think about that instead of putting your energy into your home or your family. But the moon here moves very quickly, so it's only going to be here for a few days. So this configuration is literally only for a few hours on the 1st of February. I wouldn't normally mention it, except that it is the first day of the month. And to me, that is sort of like, it's important because it's like a mini template for the month, in my opinion. Not entirely, not 100%. If something goes wrong on the 1st, it doesn't mean it's going to go wrong all month. But there's some sort of energy. You start a new month or a new year, and you start on a certain footing. And if you want to swap your feet around, you can, but it's going to require some effort. And so this T-square for a few hours on the 1st is also going to involve your important partnerships, whether they be business or personal. You might find on the 1st you're just really busy and got a lot to do, and the energies of Jupiter and the moon are focused towards your important partnerships. Now, this could be a husband, wife, a business partner. It could be someone fairly important to you. It's a close commitment to you. Pluto's there in your house of significant relationships, and it's gone into Aquarius now until September. It'll pop back into Capricorn until November 19th, and then it goes into your 7th house again, and it stays there for nearly 20 years until 2043. So this is sort of like the ending of relationships that were partnerships, and it's also the rebirth of significant relationships that will be like partnerships in the future. If you're involved with somebody, it's been off and on, it's been casual, or there's been no commitment, it might be a make or break time where you either decide it's time to move on, or it's going to be reborn under a much more committed type of energy. The other thing to note here in your house of significant relationships, there are a ton of planetary energies going in here, plus the new moon. So the whole idea of having important relationships becomes more important to you this month. Mercury is going in on the 5th or the 6th if you're in Australia and New Zealand, March on the 13th or the 14th if you're in Australia and New Zealand, and Venus on the 16th or the 17th. The new moon is also here on the 9th or the 10th. And a new moon brings new beginnings, and often a physical kind of energy goes with it. So it's not just about, it's not like the full moon where you have to process a lot of information internally. It's more about the physical side of it. It's more masculine sort of energy, and it's the dark moon, and as it starts to move around, you'll see that it's a great time for new beginnings. The moon turns into a crescent, and it just gets bigger and bigger and fuller. So that's likely to happen. And then all of those other planets, Mercury bringing communications and brilliant ideas, Mars bringing more vitality and more energy, more focus to your significant relationships, and Venus, of course, bringing love, peace, beauty, graciousness, courtesy, politeness, all those things, appreciation of art, for example. So that's all happening in Aquarius in your 7th house. Then we have the sun moving into Pisces here. And this is bringing insight and awareness around intimacy, also the assets that you share with other people. Sometimes wills or inheritances are involved. It can also be superannuation or for excuse me, must get myself a drink of water. It could also be superannuation or 401k if you're in the States. Real estate, investments, anything that you share with another person, or even a government instrumentality such as taxes. And the sun, when it moves here, it'll actually come in here, but I drew it up there because there wasn't enough space. It'll actually come to here on the it'll make its way forward, and then it'll cross over into the 7th house. And it's when it does that, it's going to be, or even a bit before, it's going to be conjunct Saturn. So that's going to bring some sort of structure, some sort of limitations or restrictions around what you do with your shared assets or with your intimacy. The sun does travel reasonably fast, taking a whole year to go all the way around. And as this is equal house, divide that by 12, so it's roughly a month in this area. That gives you an idea of how much time. It's not going to be conjunct or blending with Saturn, these restrictions, very long. You will probably have to comply with some legislation or some laws, restrictions, and when you do that, things will just move ahead. We also have True Node is conjunct Chiron on the 19th or the 20th up here in your house of broadening your horizons, your house of the higher mind. Now, you've got Chiron at 16 degrees, North Node at 19, and your MC at 19. This is very significant for you. It's almost like destiny and your life direction are all sort of wound up together, and there's a healing that is likely to take place. Chiron is going to point out a spiritual or emotional wound to you, and you need to sort of focus on it so that you can give the optimal conditions for that healing to take place. This could be something to do with education, maybe course, particularly anything that's very formalised, like a university course or a course that takes a very long time to complete. It's also to do with spirituality, it's to do with philosophy, traveling, anything that broadens your mind. And it's like the world is out there, it's a big place, and it's time to get out into the world. So your destiny is tied up for the moment with travel, education, or spirituality, and it's going to be fairly significant for you. And Chiron takes 50 years to go around, which is basically about 6 months in each house. So this is probably, it's already 16 degrees, it's already, well into, I'm not sure where Aries cuts off there, but you're well into this. So the next several months is going to be key in terms of travel or spirituality or education, some way that you broaden your horizon. I see the ocean as I say that, so I think it's travel over water, to be quite honest. Mercury's going into Pisces as well on the 23rd/24th, and the full moon here in Virgo could give your finances a bit of a shake-up. You need some solitude or privacy to work out your money. Up here, the shared assets here, could be intimacy also, but with the moon down here in your second house, I'm thinking it could be more financially related and based on your investments, inheritances, or something that you share with others. But a pretty exciting month, lots of things happening that are very significant for you, lovely Leo. Thank you so much for watching today. Just want to wish you a wonderful February. Don't forget, leave a like and subscribe. That would be fabulous. Thanks again. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.